You're live.
Hi. Is this camera on?
It is.
Oh my gosh, I'm so scared.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
Woo! If you guys don't know, it's always like run around like a crazy person, get everything done. Woo! Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 We have a life, and our life is this. And because our life is this, that's all we do.
And we're tired because we got woken up by a almost fire.
Yeah. So middle of the night, I hear this noise. And you ever get woken up by something in the night and you startle and you're like, was that a dream? Or did I actually hear a something? So there's that kind of moment of terror.
And I was having a nightmare, and I'm thinking it's because I was knowing something was wrong.
Right. So she conjured it with her nightmare. So I'm like listening intently, and then I hear this like this loud ass noise, and I see it. The freaking yes, the freaking, you know what I'm saying, that thing. Yeah, the strip, the outlet. What in the world is that stupid, very common, easy to remember device's name? Yes. Surge protector / power strip. Goodness gracious. Yeah. So I see it because I'm looking towards where the noise came from, right below the TV, and it just shoots a blue arc and a flame out of the top.
Ryan said surge protector.
Gosh, goodness gracious. Tim is very, very special. And you guys are too. Let's do the whole Mr. Rogers thing. Yeah. Anyway.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Orthodox Easter.
I saw that on the calendar, and I didn't know what that was, but I assume that you know because
it's like maybe
you're Orthodox.
Greek Orthodox. Because I went to a Greek Orthodox church one time, and I'm pretty sure.
Was Gus there?
Yeah, it's Gus that said that.
No, was he at the church?
No, this was in Macon, Georgia.
I know. Didn't you tell me they were standing?
Yeah, they were standing.
Is that common?
Really pretty.
CG? Is that common, sir? I would like to know because I thought that was really cool. I'm sure there's a. Anyway, we're making coffee. Hold on.
Bye.
I'll be right back.
Say my word for. Morning, everybody. He forgot something as usual, so he is gone.
I called an audible.
Oh, Frank EDC.
Do you know what I mean by audible? C-Dub? Probably not. I called an audible. Let's do some Greek coffee. In honor of Gus.
Gus.
And Orthodox Easter. This is going to be way too strong for what I'm supposed to be doing with it.
Oh, she said the almost fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrifying. So there's the whole, like, in the middle of the night, terror shooting through my body, jump up out of the bed. C-Dub's like, oh my gosh, what? Because when I spring from bed, it's an emergency. Because I'm a pretty, you know what I mean? I mean, look, I'm bellicose and warlike and, you know.
Update, they're shipping. Fine.
It's on the description. Read it. Goodness gracious. Just kidding. So, Vinny came in yesterday in overtime. He got every one of the carbon fibers done. Plus, if you ordered a standard G10 one with your carbon fiber one, all of those were built and will be shipping starting tomorrow when we get back to the shop because China did not work yesterday. And we worked here. But anyway, those are shipping. And then the remaining G10s, which are not that many beyond those, are being built and shipped. There are tons that went out last week. I anticipate being completely done with shipping the whole thing this week. This is the result of CW forcing me into yard work yesterday. Actually, she didn't force me. I actually enjoy doing yard work. I'm one of those psychopathy type of people.
Ron is hashtagging 007. He wants a 007 giveaway. Wait, but we can't do that because we'll get a call mid giveaway. Hello, this is Tomas Alas.
I would like my royalties off of this 007, please. Please note that I'm speaking in perfect diction when I talk to you on the phone. I hope he's watching because he knows that's exactly how he is.
And his family watches too.
Look, man, he was coaching me at Blade Show, Texas. Like, Tim, I actually took classes on how to speak to people. I was like, I'll let you speak for me because I did not. I'm hateful, argumentative. I poke fun when I should not.
Morning, everybody who's saying good morning.
But look, yeah, all you everybody's. So on that, I talked to Tomas a couple of days ago about another project we're going to do, but that's super top secret. We're doing a super special thing, another run of 007s and 80 CRV, starting that project next week. Maybe ready in 3 months, but it's top secret, but I won't tell you anything about it. It is going to involve Bastinelli, but I won't say who it's involving. It is going to be a wrapped thing, but I'm not going to tell you that we're wrapping it.
Paradoxical, yes. That's called being genuine. I'm so sick of fake people.
Oh, yeah.
Be real.
All the interwebs are fake.
People get so uncomfortable with people that are real. Like,
they do.
They ask you, how are you? And if you actually tell them, they're like, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa. I did not want to hear about your allergies or your problems. I want you to be superficial and fake, please. Yeah, so that's not us. We say too much, but that helps with you guys because we tell you the truth. Back to the folders. So, KS1s.
Right? Yes.
What?
Big Jumpin' said, you asked, right?
Yeah, right. How you doing today? You know...
Agent Huntsman from Phil Crawl.
Interesting. That completely stopped me and derailed me. Like, wait, what? What would that look like?
Would you put the little short blade on that long handle, or would you make it like a long cleaver?
Well, if literally my mind went to like old school straight razor because the whole Agent series is like slim carry, not wider than the guard itself on the knife. And I think the 003 is kind of pushing it and the 02, but he blows my mind.
You should draw it.
It would look crazy. I don't know. That might be too crazy for an Agent, Phil. You're too crazy, Agent Phil.
Kane Miranda, EDC member for 10 months. Extended adversary grip drop with this. Please.
Extended. Oh, that was supposed to happen Friday, but anodize is slow. Actually, they're not. Jeremy finished up all of those. This light is in my face. I'm the guy that does the lighting. Maybe I should not have it facing the complete wrong direction. That would be helpful. Wow.
Miss Toll, just need to finish the cleaver pry bar I sent you.
What? I can't hear you. You're breaking up. I got to find it.
Are the folders the same 20 degrees as the fixies?
Correct. Correct. They are. Yes. Yes, and correct.
And Dan R said 009 straight razor.
I need to get with OG Blade Reviews, also known as Dave Everett, also known as, what was his old channel name? I already forgot.
Old Sword.
This Old Sword. Because he texts me and I never text him back and he probably thinks I'm ghosting him, but I am not. I just have not.
Stewart, he said, I won the heavy proto last week. How do you like them? Have you gotten them yet?
But, you know, so Jeremy ripped out like 230 something sets of those. So by the time, because of the short weeks around Easter, I got them the next set. They're like, well, we'll just continue prepping this batch. And then Nick finished the extended Piranha grips like 2 days after that. So they have like 600 to 800 pieces of aluminum to anodize. And I hoped they were going to be done by Friday, but they weren't. So I don't know whether to do an exclusive blackout adversary drop with that or...
Everybody's saying Agent Huntsman, just so you know.
That's going to look weird, guys. I appreciate the idea, but I'm telling you, that's going to be odd. Because the blade would be like really heavy. I just, unless we slim it up, and then it's going to look like just like I have no skill, just a straight, flat rectangle that's sharp with a hook.
Okay, you could just call it, what's that style they call it when it's like
ugly?
Unfinished? No, that brute de forge.
Yes, yeah, ugly. Same thing. People, they call it brute de forge, but what that really means is I just didn't really want to try to make a quality knife, but if you'll buy it, there's a sucker born every minute. Brute de forge means low skill. Just kidding. I mean that, sort of, mostly.
I am David. Good morning, TKel fam. Go ahead and invoice me for all the aluminum grips. We're getting down with some aluminum grips lately.
Yeah, we got some reveals on some prototypes. If you guys aren't on the member videos or you didn't catch any of the... Did I show that on the whatnot?
We showed it to our members.
Okay, because yeah, that happened after the whatnot. So I'm going to show those prototypes today. We're going to talk about the folders, why they rock today. We're going to give one of those folders away because we're going to ship all those this week.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Special folder?
Yeah, we're going to give one away. And we're also got another one that we're going to auction this week because it's finally time to do that. The auction one is going to be absolutely one of a kind, ultra rad.
Trust Monkey said, I still want carbon fiber grips.
Yeah, we had a lot of loss on those. I have regular carbon fiber like twill and not the chunk that you can't really tell is carbon fiber. So I could get rid of some of those. But the chunk was like, it ended up being really difficult.
Matt Marr said hawkbill blade shape on the agent stills would be insane. And then someone else said the Emerson recurve would look great on the agent series.
There's a specific Emerson recurve?
And Paradoxical Charlatan, I'd carry a TKel cleaver the size of a tomahawk.
Right. That might make more sense on a full handle. I don't know. The whole agent series premise is like slim it down, right?
HD tangent, back to folders.
What? So yeah, the folders are shipping. That's it. Game over. Yeah, let me do my coffee like I actually need it.
Ops Huntsman from chat.
But I guess the Ops Huntsman would have the same geometry as the Night Huntsman because it's on the same grip, similar.
Any Huntsman from Nick Bonomi.
Right? All them Huntsmans. All right, we'll see how this works. I don't think I put enough grounds in this. It looked really light.
That's all right. It'll just be weak.
It's all right. I need some weakness in my life. I'm too full of testosterone. Naturally, by the way.
004 blade on the Ops handle.
Interesting. A little shorty on a bigger. It would be good if we didn't make it sub 3 inches. Because if we do a sub 3 inch, it might be a problem on the Ops. But that style blade would look really cool.
Let's give away another t-shirt of all those ones I found the other day.
Didn't you find a bunch of these?
Yeah, those and the black on black.
I obviously like this shirt. I wear it a lot. It's like our Gray Man edition shirt.
I like it too.
I wear it a lot.
Also.
The black with the gray. It's like one of my faves and whatnot.
Did you guys say the aluminum grip drop is moved?
No. It was supposed to be last Friday, so I guess if you didn't.
Carl said, "How about one exactly the same as the TKel Night Huntsman? That's the one to copy. This is the knife to copy."
So just do the blade the same on the agent grip. That's kind of what I was thinking, but we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. Yes. My brain is now like in knife design mode. So yeah,
I knew you were thinking about something else.
No, so I'm getting everything out of the way. Put this over here because we're going to be talking about a lot of knives today. Knives is what people are here for. That hurt my foot. Thanks for that, Butcher. You squashed my thing. So look, we got a really super cool announcement. I'm going to wait till later in the show. I'm going to slow down and not say later in the show all in one word. So more people will be here because some people are on the left coast and they get here late. And we're going to wait for them on that huge collaboration announcement. It's very exciting for me and a huge honor. We're going to talk about some of my favorite folders. We're going to talk about what I like about them and what I thought folders needed, which is what developed the KS1 in honor of them shipping all this week. And the modularity around all of that. Plus, we're going to give away a folder and some fixed blades and some t-shirts. And you have to stand here and look at my stupid face on a Sunday, like you do every Sunday, and we're going to pray for your soul because you're demented to stand here and watch me.
Jacob Vargas said those Nautilus extended grips are so awesome.
Yeah, we can talk about those right now. You want to do that? Let's do that. All right.
Thanks, George. He gifted a TKel Knives membership. So kind.
All right, guys. Here is the Nautilus in its original form, which was born from a Night Stalker. You can't see it because I'm grabbing a Night Stalker. All right.
Here, let me show them you getting this.
I'm back. Sorry. All right. So here's a Night Stalker. So a lot of people wanted a pocketable fixed blade with this blade shape, and I had some steel that got jacked up in water jet, so I turned them into a new knife called the Nautilus. So it's the same blade thickness, the 0.125 thickness, but when I cut the ring off and thinned this out to make it more pocketable, it kind of crowded you up in here. So I ground in thumb ramp to push it forward to make this part of the grip, put some 3 jimps here on this inside to pull this into your palm, and put some jimping in here so that it would really lock this knife into your hand. So it's a completely all new knife, but it uses the same sheath as a Night Stalker because most of this is the same. And I only did them in battle lock because with the G10 grip, it just was not enough to get purchased, but with the battle lock, it's perfect. So that's kind of the evolution of it. We continue to get requests for, man, can you put this on a full handle without a ring? And people have asked for that on the Night Stalker for eons. Enter the new extended grips that Jeremy may be cutting right now or may not be. I don't know if he has the aluminum yet, but look at this. Look at it. This is actually the same knife, but you see the extended grip in here. So what I elected to do with this was to go with more of a modern look because the Night Stalker is kind of an aggressive looking blade. So it's got an angle here and here, and it's angular, but it's a full grip. Also, I shortened it up in the backside so that it would fit in your pocket. So it's a pocket-sized Night Stalker with a full handle. Is that jimping on the back? Why, yes. Yes, it is. Because if you want to grab, I mean, it's...
People are loving it, honey.
Freaking incredible.
A lot of like, oh my gosh. Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Amazing.
I'm telling you. So, can you believe that, though? Look at the difference of it. These are coming in aluminum. I don't know, Jeremy, if he's on.
Yes, Ryan. We're going to sell those. You don't have to have you don't have to buy a new blade if you already have a Nautilus.
Correct. We may release them as a blackout edition Nautilus, like just apocalyptic, black screws, black anodized aluminum, just black this guy out and just make it the Black Ops. I just think that's a cool thing to do because I think I'm cool and nobody really told me that I wasn't. Another cool feature of this is my T20. Keep going. You can talk.
Jean, my Carter for the Raider, the best way to find out is to ask China. She can ask Jacob directly, who has count on the inventory in the shop.
I know that we're low on it.
I know we've been having trouble getting that material.
I did get some good news on that. So on that front. All right. I don't have my
Nick
T20.
Pacomo said, you guys find a new way to part me with my money every single week without fail.
Sorry, I just get these crazy ideas and I'm like, man, why has nobody ever done that? Why has nobody turned their knives into several different knives? One, I guess from a business standpoint, that really doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. It would be smarter from a business standpoint to just make people buy an all new knife and like, hey, here's the long handle version. But I just think it's to have them separate. So
Tim is really, really, really loving this new aluminum that we do. The process that we're doing on it causes it to be really grippy. It's not like aluminum you felt in the past. And there will be lots of different colors, but I do not believe it's coming in G10. I think we're just leaning into the aluminum.
Par exemple for you French speakers. This is the G10 version of the grip, and then I will show you how difficult it is to differentiate the aluminum grip from G10 aesthetically. See how this is a matte finish? That's actually aluminum. But what we're doing is the texture that's on the top is actually more grippy than G10. But what you don't get is it soaking up anything or drying out and getting weird. And the texture that we're putting on at Anno gives it this almost like a hair cell texture. So it's got texture. It's not slick in the slightest, but because it's a hard coat anodize, it is incredibly durable, and we can get this thing in a super matte finish, whether we do the OD green or not. So that's an example of how the aluminum turns out in black. This is it in red. So you see it's still matte. So it's low reflectivity, but the grip on it it's incredible. So we can do these in any one of, I think there's like 40 different colors we can run them in. They would have to be a solid color, but I am loving the traction. Anybody that picked these up at Blade Show was like, that's not aluminum. I'm like, yes, I'm telling you it is. If you guys have the extended grips on the Piranhas,
Fish Ranch, $9.99. Everything looks better in urban camo. Just saying. And Faithful EDC gifted a membership.
Thank you, Faithful.
Thank you very much.
And you may be right there, Fish. Look, that's aluminum, but it's not slick. It's got so much traction. And the extended grips for the, goodness gracious, the Nautilus, the new ones, they're going to have that step milling on the side to match the step milling on the blade. So there's so much traction without being sharp. They're incredible. They truly are.
People are saying they like the red stripe. And have you thought about titanium from Trust Monkey?
Yeah, Jeremy can machine titanium. He can do it. We're doing the aluminum because it's faster. The material is cheaper, but we will offer that as a premium edition later. One thing I wanted to do was if we were to put the hole in the original spot on the Nautilus that it would have looked weird. And I still wanted the symmetry and the ability to add a lanyard if you're going to pocket carry this blade. So I made them more expensive by adding this little post on the back. So what we'll do is this will also be able to fit the, gosh, I can't even think, the V3 edition, which is 20,000 thicker. But what I'm going to do is just rip out little G10 spacers for those. So you can just drop this off and throw the spacer in the middle, and it will still give you the same gap.
G10 Shatters 2 just dropped a G10 knife on pavement yesterday, and that thing is unrecognizable.
Yeah, G10 does chip. It does have a tendency to break. The aluminum, you can dent it. It is hard coat, so it's going to be incredibly durable, but it's not going to chip.
Nice that it locks in place, in my opinion, with the little nub from Matt McCann.
Yeah, it was one of the things that Jeremy's kind of like, well, okay, you're right, but what I didn't want it to do is say this got looser or maybe something was out of tolerance, the ability for it to rotate if we just put the single thing in the bottom. But I think that's pretty neat that we did that. So I am incredibly excited. If Jeremy does jump on, or if he's already on, maybe he'll say, I'm going to start making them on this day. But
a lot of people are saying they like this gray color for aluminum.
I think we could probably do a matte gray. This is just a 3D resin, like a 3D print.
But it would look good if you could do it.
Yeah, I mean, it matches the wolf gray we've already got. So I can ask the Anno guys. Super similar, you're right. I can ask Anna if they could do it. The eventuality is I would like to be able to offer these in G10 and micarta, but that's a much more difficult process because you can run aluminum super fast and it doesn't degrade your tooling, so you can just rip right through it. So there is the prototypical stuff. The cadets officially went to heat treat Friday. They left. This is what the cadet is going to look like with a 3D resin printed handle. Just for effect. It is not going to look like this in production. But it will be. We may be making some of these in aluminum for a special Blade Show release in Atlanta, provided that in the 5 weeks remaining until then, we can get them back from heat treat and back from nickel boron and sharpened and a leather badger claw sheaths for that limited edition finished. So that's the cadet. It is incredibly fast. They are finally finished. This is in CTS XHP only. And what I will tell you about CTS XHP is it is a very high carbon stainless steel that is easy to sharpen, holds an edge, and is incredibly durable. It kind of came to fame by use by cold steel years ago, but then the market got a little bit constricted on the steel and it was difficult to get. We got some. That's why we ran the Scouts and that and this, because it is a, in a lot of people's opinion, step up from AEBL. So it is one of those higher end stainless steels, a little bit more durable, holds a nasty edge, but it's super easy to put the edge back on. I love CTS XHP. Those of you that have used it understand. So the cadets are coming very soon. I just stuck it in the combatant sheath but lightweight, and I'm going to show you something. This will be our first production blade that we did this way. You seeing anything that needs addressing over there?
No, just going through the comments.
Just want to make sure. So here's the cadet. Its debut is supposed to be at Blade Show. It is a massive batch of about 600 knives. So we're going to release them at Blade Show and at on the line.
Faithful EDC asks any update on Scout shipping.
I think because we have been blasting through getting everything else shipped, we're going to be starting those really soon. So I think we got the first of the sheaths done. So we're going to start shipping some of those this week. So it's the first time since a long time ago when I used to hand do all the blades before we got waterjet. Pocketed. That really lightens this blade up, and here's the reason why. It is a full handle length knife with a short blade. That is really popular right now. This is a shorter 005 blade, so it's on a thinner blade, 0.125, but when you have this much metal in the ass end, it makes the blade unbalanced. So I asked Nick to pocket this out to get that balance point where it should be with a grip, make it feel a little bit lighter in the hand. So really, really excited about
James. No, we will release those to everyone.
Yes, so they're going to, the way we typically do it is we'll have a handful at Blade for the release for people to run up and door bust in a limited version and limited number at Blade Show. And then we will drop them at the same exact time for the TKellians. Actually, it'll be an hour before that for the TKellians. Exclusive early access drop. And then we will release them to the world at the same time the doors open for Blade Show. All of this is, in theory, if we can get everything heat treated and nickel boron and back in time. I have no doubt we'll get the grips done. Those are already in process. The blades are done. It's just going to be, everybody uses the same heat treaters. So those are the new innovations this week. The extended grips in aluminum A&O are going to be 50% in, oops, this is it on a combatant. It's going to be 50% in black, so like I just showed you, and 50% in OD green for these. Really cool. I want to do a limited edition, all blacked out version of that with the adversary release, along with, subsequently, I want to drop the grips separate. So, those of you that slept on the adversary will be like, holy crap, I got to have that. So, does anyone have any questions about anything that we've covered thus far?
Great research and development, Tim, knocking it out of the park.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Jacob Vargas. There's a little argument going on about you should be calling it the 007, not 007.
No, because I grew up watching Agent 007, so that's why I call it that. They're all 001, or I usually call them 01, 07 just because it's faster. But you guys talk amongst yourselves, argue with each other, call each other nasty names, be rude, whatever you got to.
DP2 ship before Blade.
It's not likely. Not likely. Because that's like, what, 4 weeks? Oh, maybe. It's a possibility. If you're coming to Blade, maybe reach out. Maybe we can bring it. to the blade.
John Butcher said, how many cutting boards does he have to trade for a new Night Stalker in aluminum?
Listen, dude, you just smashed my toe with your board a moment ago, so you're not super high on my list right now.
Okay, getting back to the giveaway, we got off that for our
aluminum Night Stalker grips are not done yet, but I'm certainly open to that.
Maybe he meant the Nautilus.
Nautilus, the naughty? Hey, we'll talk about it. Send emails, Mr. Butcher. I don't know why we went.
All right, let me give y'all a couple seconds for new people to enter the giveaway. It's going to be for a t-shirt and maybe something else.
Ooh, man, this Greek coffee is so good.
Are the Cadet and the Dragonfly going to be available on the site soon from Walter Street?
The Cadet, yes. Hopefully, first full weekend in June for the Cadet. That'll be that Friday, because that's when Blade Show opens. And the Dragonfly, got some news back. I have prototypes for the sheath inbound. I got to do some homework on hardware for them. And then hopefully we can kick the project down the road, because I have got a lot of money invested in that. And money goes away and doesn't come back until you sell stuff. I don't know if you guys knew that. Yeah.
Do you have any idea when the aluminum extended EDC grips are going to drop from Nameless Drifter?
We're going to talk more about that and where that's coming from today. That's that special reveal. We'll probably wait another 24 minutes to talk about who, what, and that's it. Who and what it's going to be.
We need an officially named potato knife.
I know. That's weird that Nick did that, but I don't know why.
All right. Let's give away some merch. Good luck, folks.
Giving away this shirt. It's actually my fave.
It's either that or the black on black. I think
we got both.
We do have all the sizes.
I don't know. If we don't, we can always order the shirt and it'll just take a few weeks.
Mark Gunter, congratulations.
Man, Gunter's been on it lately. Where's this hot sauce go? There it is. Let's talk about this. Here's the thing. I felt bad opening them, and I should.
I opened them upstairs. Didn't he give us more? We have some upstairs.
Yeah, but these I have on display. I don't know if he makes this publicly, but this stuff was so good. I don't know what he did to it, but hot peppers, vinegar, salt, garlic, and secret blend of spices.
They're hot, too.
Yeah, man, I love hot stuff. He has a regular Gunter's hot sauce. It has a powerful name, Gunter's hot sauce. It's pretty rad. I should eat hot food on this live again. Somebody gave me that stuff up there that they said was death hot sauce, and I ate it, and everyone was shocked that it didn't kill me. But you should understand, I eat a lot of ethnic foods, and I eat it their hotness. So whatever. I think that's it as far as innovations that came this week, unless we want to dive into the extended.
You should show them the knife you made me this week.
I'm going to right now.
Okay. Not yet, I guess.
I said right now.
Oh.
I said it because she told me to. All right, look. I made this for C-Dub. You see it on here, but look at it. Is that an apocalyptic KS1 with carbon fiber chunk?
Everybody's going to ask for theirs like that now.
In Magna Cut? We're not going to do them. It was a pain in the freaking ass meat to do this. She loves black stuff. I kind of have a black heart. That's why she likes me. But this knife, guys, let's just go ahead and talk about the folder project.
Timothy, new member, welcome.
This thing fires out with authority because, one, it's on bearings. Two, they're skiff bearings. But the nickel boron, so hers is brand new. But if you look at mine, you see how that's mirror polished in there? So when you guys get these, fidget around with it. That nickel boron will mirror polish. And this thing, I'm not kidding. It just fires. That's why you can do that with just pulling back the thing. Once you get this thing broken in and all that nickel boron polished, this thing, it almost acts like an automatic. That's how fast the thing is. Plus, Vinny is expertly tuning each one. But look at that. I love that look with that carbon fiber chunk, the splashes of the matte gray with the matte gray Recon Distress.
Gus, that epoch folder is the one. It is, honey. You're showing them something they can't have.
It's yours.
I know.
We got to save some of the stuff for later on down the line, guys. We got to do something.
Okay.
It took forever, though. I guess it's because the Magna cut. I don't know what made it hard to do. But I made 2 of these ever, and the other one will be up for auction this week. It's mine, and C-Dub said I had to. So,
hey, honey, do you want to address the question, why not heat treat in-house? From, who said that? Tap 4-2 out.
So we're looking the camera to do that. Originally, I still have all my heat treat equipment, and I had a 12 by 12 by 24 heat treat oven.
Nature Boy said it right, $1 billion. It's so expensive.
Literally, that's it. So I did all my heat treat in-house, and you can do that on a level about 4 below where we are production-wise. And I did it all. CW, in that room that is now our gym, I would make the knives. I would go out. Actually, she would pull them off them. Well, there's steps. First, everything was hand ground. And then when production got higher, I bought a CNC machine. In the corner of the gym there, literally 15 feet away, was our Tormach 770. And she and our daughter China would flip blades, and I would get horrible text messages about chips in their fingers, chips coming up through their freaking Crocs, shit everywhere. And I'd be out.
Shirt, y'all.
I'd be out in the barn heat treating and tempering everything because I needed a bigger space. I then brought that inside, so I was heat treating, quenching, tempering, and CNCing everything in the basement. I had to put in ventilation. You can probably do that about 125 to 200 a week. And that's only because an actual temper cycle. So you got to heat soak most carbon seals at 10 minutes. So you got to ramp up to 1650 degrees, heat soak, and I was doing 8 at a time because that's what would fit in the thing. And that's a 10-minute, and then a quench, but you can only quench 40 knives with your oil in circulation before the oil temperature raises too high to quench your knives fast enough in 7 to 11 seconds to get the hardness that you want, so that when you temper at 425, 2 hours, cool to room temperature completely, back up 2 hours, and then send them for cryo. And there's just not enough hours in a week as one dude to do more than about 200 with one oven. And one just running around like a crazy person. At the time, I only had myself, C-Dub flipping blades on the mill, and then the days that she wasn't flipping blades on the mill, she was freaking pressing Kydex and getting her hair eaten in the damn grinder while I'm in the room sharpening, putting in logos, custom doing all the handles, because that's before we CNC'd anything. So when you get to the level of 600 to 2,000 blades, depending on what month where we're at now, 24 to 30,000 blades a year, doing all the machining, getting all the grips, doing all the sheaths, all the hardware, assembling, nickel boron is done 5 miles away, lasering every logo, building, sharpening everything. That level of heat treat cost, we literally did a cost analysis of that, and it was like $500 million. And that is not an exaggeration. To have a vacuum tanks big enough to handle that level of production. Because you go from this big to this big, and once you get past this big, the numbers are effing huge. And those vacuum furnaces, once you get past the medium size, there's no like medium small, medium large.
I think the companies that are like medium size companies that are doing big heat treat operations, they've got a lot of debt. They're taking on a lot of loans.
With the exception of Winkler, right? Winkler has done he went to ADCRV2. He pretty much stays married to that. Anything other than that, I'm not saying I know this. I'm pretty sure anything that's not their ADCRV2 is outsourced. And some of the ADCRV2 might be, because he's salt bath heat treating, which I used to do. And on a production scale, one is freaking dangerous. You can't just have any Joe Schmuckatelli doing that, because if you literally drop a bead of sweat in a salt pot, boom, it just blows up and you torch your building at 1650 degrees. But it's just cost prohibitive.
DBH said, dude, Half Face and other brands heat treat in house. Yes, their knives are more expensive, but they can control it more. Downside is you'd have to jack prices up to make up for the cost.
Right. And you can't at this cost point do that. You just can't, unless you want highly custom. Half Face kind of has a different business model than we do. I don't know how many they're making a year. They have a lot of employees too, and we don't. And their price point shows that, because as you add equipment, price goes up. As you add people, price goes up. As you add insurance to keep from burning your building down, you know, it's a little different process that they do. So
all right, let's give away the shirt.
When we did the cost analysis on that, we just, nobody's giving me loans. We're cash based, and I just don't have the money to do
Regina
heat treat on that
Yay!
scale at any sort of a price that makes sense.
Congratulations.
I think the cheapest we could do it at like a couple hundred.
You're getting a CW shirt because you asked for one.
Right. You win. But anyway,
I hope
that's
you
it.
still have your size. Please email your size.
Spendy. I still have all my heat treat equipment. I would like to get into maybe like the Half Face side again, where I do a handful of customs.
Splitting Size says, we need some pretty pictures of CW back in the day looking all grunge in her bibs, making knives and heat treating blades.
Well, she was still dressed up, man. She would. She always is clean and pretty. I don't know how she did it. She'd get mad at me, though. She sure would.
Yeah, you filmed me one time quenching, and I was like, turn that thing off.
Yeah, I sure did. But, you know, and also, like, we use Kowalski heat treat. They do really high-end aerospace level stuff down to knife maker stuff that isn't quite as detailed. They have a huge operation, massive cryo tanks. They have some of they can pull vacuum higher than most, but about 2 people in the country, like 10 bar, which is really, really high vacuum, in case you didn't know. So their level of detail far exceeds what you could get even on a Half Face scale with the vacuum that they can do. So it just depends on what you want to do. You want to make less at a higher price and do them yourself. We're trying to get the most amount of value for the price point, which is why we're not retail, because that shit is expensive. It just is expensive. That's all I know what to say.
All right. Next time y'all ask questions like that, be prepared for a really long, detailed answer.
Dissertation level of. That's why. But I did do some handmade stuff a while back. I just couldn't keep up with it and still keep up with production. So, into.
Well, I know you would want to if you could.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, my God, the facilities. So, let's talk about.
Oh, somebody asked what you were wearing on your belt today.
Oh. Going back old school. Look at that. Let's show it over here. Raider, the new Raider, Hades grips, Nitro V, AEBL, I lied. This is the one with the higher grind and the thinner edge and the aggressive jimping. It's a little more pretty. It really is. It's what started this. You know what I mean?
Calling you a professor. I like it. I learned a lot from Professor Tim, Professor of Knifeology, Timothy Kell.
Yeah, I mean, my route is a little bit different than those others. But I wanted to go back to my roots, to the EDC level stuff, away from the combat stuff that I've been carrying lately, more of a daily carry. The Raider for me, I actually had time to hunt at the time, so it was a great hunting blade, a good EDC knife, just an all-around workhorse. And
Dan Man wants a 5-inch Raider.
Yeah, I do too. But I got plans for it, but that's going to come after the extended grips for these. So I guess this is a good time to segue into the next part of the discussion. Should I do it 11 minutes early?
Well, can I give a Raider away?
What about this one?
Your personal?
I don't know that we have another set of Hades grips. This thing just, well, I got one over here. Look at this guy.
It's hard for me when they're all in there talking about how much they like it. It makes me want to give it to them.
How about this one?
Yeah.
So this is before I started deep engraving the logo, but that makes this a more limited edition. Wood grain. Also with the USA here. So this is a newer, but not the newest. But the grinds are the same. This was just I don't know that we actually released them in this layout with the TKell logo lasered in and not deep engraved. How about that? With that.
All right. Hashtag Raider.
Yeah. And if we don't have sheets in the shop, I'll just have to give them my personal. I'm actually wearing mine on soft loops today. But doing all the design work around the Raider grip the last couple of weeks and making the extended grip, I just thought it would be cool to wear one again. And I'm very happy I did because this new one is so slicey. So slicey. Yeah. Should I get the sketch of the extended grip out of the truck?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay. You don't mind me leaving you?
I
do it all the time.
Mind you leaving me, but it's
gotta happen, man. Gotta crack some eggs and make an omelet.
Y'all know I say he's my security blanket. It's because I don't get the feedback from you real in person. Like if I can talk to you in person, I know what you're thinking. But just comments is not the same. All right, y'all go ahead and enter. I'm going to go ahead and draw for this. Aluminum agent grips. I'll ask him when he gets back. I think he wants to do like everything in aluminum now. Him and Jeremy are really,
within earshot.
Really loving the aluminum grips. All right.
Here goes my bag.
I'm about to give them this Raider.
Oh, do I need to show it again?
Nope.
Right on. This is my bag of drawings and my 3D CAD tablet and a sketchbook. Shouldn't just leave it in the truck, but we do live.
Big jumping in the house.
Not in my house.
Congrats, you won a cool Raider.
Let me go seeing if I don't want to. I just redid it again.
Thanks, Phil. He said I was great in person.
Yeah.
It is weird, like you feel like you're talking to the air whenever you're on these lives because you can't get the immediate feedback from the person.
Right.
Like, I feed off talking to somebody in person.
Yeah, yeah. That way, you know, you can see how they're reacting if they think you're an idiot or whatever.
Big Chippin.
What happened?
He said, I feel greedy, but I still want that folder. Look, somebody else will take that Raider if you don't want it.
That's right. Y'all can trade around. Man, where is that sketch? Feet up.
I don't know.
Me neither. I draw too much. Sit around and waste my life away drawing fanciful pictures. I redid it and I changed it up a little bit. Let me see if it's further back in the book. I guess not. What an idiot. What did I do with it? And I even went and got my stupid book.
Do we have any other folders?
No. Well.
Like an extra one if you would rather have that and we can rerun that Raider giveaway?
We don't. We do not because we're pushing up against. Okay. I hand sketched that one on a different piece of paper, I guess. Maybe I've got.
So you went to the truck for nothing?
Yep. You can deal with it too. Let me see if I sent it to Jeremy.
Mom, you know you can have a shirt anytime you want.
Yeah,
I'll give you some of those.
Yeah, like we hand deliver them to you.
Yeah, those are her favorite ones.
I guess I gave the picture to Jeremy because here it is. All right. So one you'll see, is that even showing?
Probably.
Maybe I'll do it over here. I don't know where this piece of paper is. Maybe Jeremy has it. You can't see it.
You need to come back over here and maybe put your hand behind it.
It's not that. It's the lighting.
You can somewhat see
It's like whiting it out.
Yeah.
That's weird. Maybe that'll help. Not at all. Oh, there it is. So there you go. So I did the same thing.
Jeremy said, I'm looking at it, LOL.
Angular. So I put the angle at the top, really leaned it out. It was tough to get this along the back. So all together, you can't see it. And so there you go. But that's the sketch I did of the extended grip, which Jeremy knocked out of the park already. So that kind of segues me into my next discussion. So let's talk about a knife that I received this week. There's a hint. So I got this knife this week. And if you guys recognize that name.
Oh, yeah, honey. 1 second, I forgot. They asked while you were gone for aluminum agent grips.
Yeah, we're going to be doing those. We're going to do slab versions, which is the non-extended versions of everything. We're just doing the extended stuff first. So you see this? Look at this. And then look at this. So this is the Starmate. And those of you, I don't know if you know, but Bob Terzula has done the Starmate, I think since the 90s, several times with Spyderco. This one is hand-signed, the blade. These just released, but this version is the first American-produced version of the Starmate in history. So there's Bob's seal, his very well-known tactical blade. Those of you that know Bob's work, he has been doing this longer than any of us. He is the godfather of the tactical knife. He wrote a book on tactical knife design. One of my absolute favorite folders that I've ever had is his Fox that he did. I think it's the ACTF blade, if I remember that correctly. But he is, you guys have seen he did one recently with North Mountain. I had the opportunity to meet Bob at Blade Show, Texas. This particular knife came as a trade, and Bob and I are doing a knife design currently. I'm incredibly excited about it. The extended grip on the EDC platform, the Raider grip, is a result of that collaborative effort. Bob and I really hit off. Our design styles are different enough to make something incredible, but similar enough that we want to make a fixed blade, an American-made fixed blade knife for EDC carry. I can't even begin to express how excited and how honored I am that they even wanted to discuss this with me and get to this point in the process. So you guys understand how huge of a moment that is for me to even have Bob know who I am. That's just huge for me. I want to thank Ben Odie for sending this blade along. He worked with Bob. They sent me this challenge coin made in the USA, all the stickers, and the Starmate. I'm so really excited. I don't really know what you guys think about that because
they're all saying that's great. Like, that's big.
It's huge.
Congrats, amazing, awesome.
Some of you that were at Blade Show, Texas may have witnessed this, where Bob and his wife and Ben, they came to talk to me, and we sat there and kind of chopped it up like real folk, and we had we got some really cool ideas coming back and forth. I'm incredibly excited. So that's where the extended grip, based on some feedback he had for the EDC, and it was similar to what a lot of you guys have said, and you guys know, I don't mind feedback. I don't mind, you're telling me you want something different. So he wasn't a huge fan of the point on this, and his use case around a blade is a little different. So we decided to do the extended grips. They're going to come with his logo engraved in them initially, and then we're going to roll those to other designs without his logo. But they're going to debut on that knife, provided everything continues to go the way that it's going. So thank you, Bob, Ben, your wife. I won't name her publicly. It was nice to meet all of you guys. So far, the project, the drawings, the sketches, everything going back and forth, I am incredibly, incredibly excited to see where the process takes us. And if you guys know, that's a massive thing for me. That is huge, a tremendous honor. I was floored to begin with when Ben approached me, and I think it's great. So you guys kind of believed in me. You got me here.
So is it going to be a Raider, or is it going to be on the EDC platform from Chad?
It's not going to be a Raider. More to come. ... We're early stages of development, but
I so wish we could do the same announcement for the other collab, but we got to wait.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, cool. The Dragonfly collaborator is just as huge, but it's in a different industry. But they kind of cross into the same industries, right?
Splitting slices, a Terzula collab, like Jesus grabbing a 14th chair at the table.
I mean, that can't be overstated how important that is. I mean, I'm not a super emotional type of dude. I've been through a lot in my life, but I realize the magnitude and the gratitude that I feel for they discussed it before. It was crazy. And here's a weird thing. There was an email to me from Bob DeMarco and Ben about meeting Bob a few days before Blade Show Texas, and it went to my spam folder, and I was searching to reach out, and then it popped up. I was like, holy crap. So it was kind of cool to be blindsided by that because I had no idea. But then I felt kind of like a moron for like, hey, looks like I ghosted your email, but it didn't. It spammed. And I also get 18 million emails a day. And most of the emails I get that say collaboration opportunity are from somebody trying to sell me some Chinese flashlight because they think because we have almost 100,000 subscribers on YouTube that I'm an influencer.
And then somebody said, I think his wife has a podcast, Knife Wife, Groton Squillod.
People have talked about C-Dub and I in reference to the two of them many times. And I can say from meeting them that they have a heart for this industry and for people the same as we do. So I think it's really cool.
Cody, YouTube member, welcome.
Welcome. You just joined the YouTube. Is that what just happened? Anyway, yeah. So that's the big, exciting early days. We're working on a knife design together. I'm excited. I can't wait to see it through to production. Exciting. Because it's rad. Rad. His design prowess is just amazing. So, very exciting.
Didn't you tell me he was the first person to do Kydex or something?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
So Bob told me the whole story of how Kydex came to the industry. And he was the first guy to ever use it. A really neat story. Maybe we can do a podcast together. Maybe we can get together on Bob DeMarco because he kind of facilitated the whole thing. Started with the collaboration stuff. Maybe we can go on the Knife Junkie podcast together. That'd be neat. But anyway.
That's how you are, though. You come up with stuff that nobody else is doing, and then it becomes standard for everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, weren't you the first person to do the DCC clips on knives, and then everybody else started doing them?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Based on Matt, the guy who founded that company, they were not in the knife industry, and I love this stuff. And yeah, they are now. But
Guys named Bob know what's up from Rolf Robertson.
That's right. The Bob trio now. Rolf, DeMarco, Terzula.
001 giveaway, all podcast long from Paradoxical Charlatan. We got one we could give away?
Maybe. I mean, maybe one of my personals, because I know I've got sheaths for mine. I know are we shipping those? Well, they're out for sale. So I guess we could do that.
People are waiting on those because I know.
Exactly.
But they're going in the order receipt. So we probably don't want to give one away.
Yeah, I don't like doing that if people are waiting. But I'm okay doing the folders because I know they're all going to ship this week. You know what I'm saying?
We are currently shipping the 01s, though.
Mm-hmm.
I got to think of something else now to give y'all.
There's all kind of things. You could do things. You want to give them a Nautilus? We talked about those.
Nautilus?
Are we shipping those too? Hold up, man. Hold up. Don't do that. So, do we want to talk about folders? Do we want to talk about some of my collection of folders and kind of what drove the innovation into our folder?
Friend of Cosmic said, sometimes you need the outside perspective. It's probably been helpful that Tim wasn't deeply into knives before. Fresh eyes and minds. Yeah,
I think so. I'm not trying to copy what people are doing. So all of these folders came way after I started making knives. Thanks to you guys. A lot of you have sent them in or traded me for my stuff to kind of learn me about this industry. So here's one of the things I like, and we're going to talk about Spyderco. One, because I have a lot of Spydercos. It was one of my first knives my dad ever gave me. And then also this newest Terzula, which is going to take a prized place in my collection. I love this clip. I love the fact that this thing can be repositioned. And thanks, Adam, for this blade. We're tattoo twinsies. But this is a new one that he gave me at Plateau, Texas. But I like wire clips because they're low profile, that they're not really conspicuous. I just pulled that off of there.
Oops.
I didn't mean to pull that hard, but they don't always do that. I'll replace that. The stupid screw was loose. That doesn't happen on mine.
Scorched GM said, I'm still waiting on my Raider and had no problem with the giveaway. Yeah, there's like outstanding orders probably on everything we give away, so maybe we don't need to stress too much about that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's grips or something. I
can't believe I just
why they haven't
threw my clip off of this thing on the floor.
Dang, that Nautilus on the table is calling my name from Jacob Vargas.
This one or this one? Anyway, so I like that ability for the Spyderco clips, and they have their own platform. I'll show you on another one that I didn't just throw on the floor like an idiot. Oh, this is different. Just kidding. Anyway, there's a lot of aftermarket companies like Lynch that use that platform. If you like a deep carry solid pocket clip, there's enough of them out there where that becomes you can customize the knife. So I really, 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 remember you're mic'd up, like that ability to be able to switch that around, because that gives you the ability to do left-handed, right-handed, or titanium clips, solid metal clips, any of that stuff. So that's why I chose this clip. I like that from other designs, and it's kind of a ubiquitous thing. Another thing I like in folders are crossbar locks, because they're among the strongest, because you're taking a solid piece of metal between here and between there, and you're wedging those two things together, and there's a solid piece of metal between. It makes it an incredibly strong blade. And to actuate that, you have to pull your fingers out of the way and use both fingers. So you don't have the typical ability to cut yourself. And
did you do good when I left?
No, I was being weird. So I like that. And I also like the fact that the springs can be adjusted on crossbar styles. Ours are adjustable. I was trying to get a screwdriver with the right size so that I could take this thing all apart, but I realized that I left it at the shop, which is really going to affect my ability to take this apart and show exactly how modular this is.
Are you going to make ring handle aluminum grips for the Piranha?
Yes, we are. We indeed are. Let me see. if I've got a T10 in this little baggie
Michael
here.
Danger said, I have 3 knives I'm waiting for. If you gave one away, I wouldn't care. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
some
you.
people...
We just try really hard not to, you know, to make sure y'all are all happy, so.
T10, there we go. Good deal. All right.
How does Tim like the Jack Wolf knife? I'm very curious.
Okay, so I like classic style blades. I just think it's cool. That's really it. I mean, what he's done in making a classic look on a knife, I'm really fond of. This is one of my favorite pocket carry knives. I carry this a lot and drop it in my pocket. If you guys notice, my personal carries don't typically have a clip. I like to toss a knife in my pocket, and when you do this one in carbon fiber, it really lightens it up. But there's just something about paying homage to the beginning of knife making and what I grew up with a kid, seeing my grandfather, my father carry. I like that. So I like that he's modernized and used some classic designs. So
what clip is that again? Somehow the screw came loose and I lost the clip. Was that from when you were showing the clip?
Yeah, I dropped my freaking... That's the Spyderco clip. You can buy them anywhere.
Zach, I love crossbars, but so wish they had a coil spring instead of the Omega springs. Yes, it's an MC take, but I agree.
Yeah, so with that, you can easily replace those springs. That's part of the reason I like it also, because they're just easy to work with. So
Rothman Knives makes an American-made traditional from Brand New American. Rothman.
Traditional what? Clip?
No, I think they're talking about the traditional type knives like Jack Wolf.
Oh man, that's cool. I would love to see that. That would be awesome. One of my other favorites is over here, and I don't know the origin of this knife.
Aluminum DP1 grips would make it float in the pocket from Matthew Letiziano.
Yes, that look, all slabs are coming. This knife is so good. Have you guys seen the Finches? Who sent me this? I'll remember it. But it's on bearings too. This thing, woo, this is good.
Is that also a Jack Wolf?
No, this is a Finch.
Oh, I thought that was the name of the knife. Sorry.
No. Nope. It is. Look, flip this thing. Flip it right there like that. It is so good. It's one of my favorites. Flip it with your, yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's rad.
I like that.
Yeah, I like the classic looks, and then I wanted to do the same thing with the Combatant. This is just a drop point blade with a reinforced tip, but I reimagined the swedge. I just like doing that. Also, the 005 kind of does the same thing, pays homage to that. I forgot to put this Finch. I really like it. I don't think it's American produced either, but oops.
Suzanne, where is our other favorite TKel employee hunter? He hasn't been on today that I've seen. He might be on. He might just be being quiet.
Yeah, maybe he's quiet. Maybe he's got a sad day. He's having a sad day.
Vinny Bag of Donuts. Our grips are also pocketed to reduce drag on the spring so they'll last longer, but I've never had one break in my life either way. And he's given them like special TLC every week.
Yeah, some of them are, this is a first project. So, one thing that I'll talk about, and Vinny can attest to this, once we get them tuned in, they're great. But this is part of the reason
Hunter's hunting
that I love this. Typically, and I'll show you that pocketing that Vinny's talking about there. So we wanted to use common hardware where you could customize these screws. It's just a 632, really common. The pivots are common, so you can replace those, or you can get different color ones, or in titanium. So look, see what Vinny's talking about? See how we pocket those grips so that there's plenty of clearance for this Omega? That's what he's referring to. But typically, when you take a crossbar apart, there's 8 million pieces that come out as soon as you pull the slab off.
Rudy Capote said, glad you like it, so I'm assuming he gave you that blade.
Hey, I love that. The Finch is incredible. Good eye. So, you see, you have the adjustable. If you want it to be really flicky, you just pull this spring up and leave it in the furthest out. But see how easy that was? I just put that in the middle. And then if you want to do even more tension, you can rotate it up and drop in that last one. Right there in front of your eyes, the modular, I'm going to put it back where I had it.
Jacob Vargas asked how many blades you have in your collection.
Oh my gosh, hundreds upon hundreds. I just grabbed some out of the top drawer, some of the ones I carry the most. So another thing that makes ours unique is there's a shoulder on this. So this is what's holding the knife together. This back spacer and whole frame is one piece that's held together by the crossbar. So that also, having that shoulder reduces wobble. So what you can do is you can pull the screws.
I think you have more knives than guns, right, honey?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Add them up.
Yeah, for sure. So look, I can pull all the hardware out on this, and then I can pull the scales off. And one thing that's different about our crossbar, let me push this back through.
Barbarian Brawny said, are these springs the same size as Benchmade?
I believe so, yes. I believe we went with a ubiquitous. I'll need to ask Vance, but that was kind of something that I wanted to do. So, if you look, this whole thing stays together. And the pivots can be pushed through and pushed out. So that makes this thing completely modular. So you can quickly swap in. We have Ultim grips. This was on the table. I forgot my Ultim scales at the shop, but we have a set of Ultim grips. We already have titanium grips. We got carbon fiber. We got G10. That allows you to customize this, but then it's super easy to take this thing apart and customize the blade, add grips later without having 8 million pieces fall all over the freaking floor. So I'm going to put the scale back on and do this.
That is a great design, Tim. Well done. That's super easy.
Yeah.
Mick Ranger.
Yeah, I liked the crossbar style of knife, but the 30 minutes of hunting when you drop a piece on the floor makes it kind of a pain in the ass. But, you know, we're learning a lot through this first. I dropped it. There it is.
I don't know if this is, I'll just read this. On the SOG Ultra XR and S35EN, they put a coil over spring on a pin above the crossbar lock. Works great and doesn't use Omega springs or a coil spring like on the Benchmade Anthem.
I don't know what any of that means because I'm not.
That's why I read it out loud.
Because I'm not a folder guy.
I'll read this.
I asked Vinny all those folder questions, like, what does this mean? And he's like, what he's trying to say is, and I'm like, thanks, Vin. That's typically what happens.
Vinny is our folder guy.
Yeah, he knows the stuff. Like, he sold a folder to buy a firearm, and I was like, yeah, there's no way you had enough to cover that. And it was like, more? I was like, holy crap.
Barbarian Brawny, this knife proves that not all crossbars are created equal. Tim's works so darn well.
Yeah, and one thing I asked, can we do it on bearings? And I didn't think anybody else was doing crossbars on bearings, but I could be wrong about that.
So can I give the Nautilus away, or do we have sheaths or what?
Oh, there's a sheath right there for mine.
You gonna give your personal one away?
I got 2 on this table right here. If I don't quit dropping these stupid screws, I'm gonna shoot myself.
What is the name of that Finch knife?
Ask.
I think he wrote it on his comment.
Here's my screw. I typically am not so dropsy. Usually got pretty steady hands, but the easiest way to do this is like this. I like that little Klein kit. All right, so now that I've got this thing back together, freaking A. But my little bit that Chuck Marsh put on here, it's got the small, or I can flip it around and do large bits too. Anyway, my fave. So this is T10, standard, common, all the things. Tighten this up. All right, so what I like to do so that I can keep all this together.
Oh, honey, Adam said, sorry about the screw on that red Spyderco. That's on me. I'm a lefty and flipped the clip back to the right before bringing it to the show to give to Tim. I clearly didn't tighten it. Haha. Now you know.
Yeah.
You know why.
It's Adam's fault. All right. So The next thing I like to do, because our blades are modular, where you've got one handle that fits 7 different knives, I wanted to bring the same principle to the folder world, and I don't know if anybody else is doing it, and I don't particularly care because I wanted to do it. So if you just take one of the screws off and you just take your little tool and push this through, you can pull this out. So that's the pivot and the screw together, and the blade drops away.
Tim, we all want your Leatherman from Matthew Letiziano.
Everybody asked for that, and Chuck March gave me that arc with that bit in it. So look, we went with high-end skiff bearings to begin with, but they're pocketed so that when you remove them, there's a pocket. So they drop in. They're really easy to change out if you want to do a different type of bearing. We already went with skiff, so they're kind of a bronze bearing, but if you want to drop a different blade in there, all you got to do is take your blade from, say, this guy, which is the prototype, and it has a different size screw, but you see how easy it is to take the blade out. This is one independent piece. None of your springs falls out, everything stays together. You can still fidget around with it, but then you would just take the blade. I find it easiest, slip it back in with the bearings in, and then pull back on the crossbar and get it all kind of locked in together. And then I'll like half fold it until I get it to that
Ranger,
spot.
I love that, Tim. I also love that you chose to go with skiffs from Jump. And Will B said the only modularity I've seen with folders usually involves swapping the handle scale. Some even use magnets. And we got another comment from Todd. Coilover spring is used by wrapping around a steel pin with a lever arm holding tension on the spring, and another lever arm is attached to the moving bar of the crossbar lock.
So did you see that? I don't know if you saw, but I already got it back together. I'll test function it, grab my screw, put it back in this way, drop it in. And this is my personal, I've had it, see how shiny that nickel boron has gotten polished. And then it's just a matter of kind of tweaking it back and forth until you get it to fire the way you want. That's a little tighter than I like it, so I'm going to back this out a little. There you go. Ta-da! That's it. And that's it. And I'll just loosen this a little. Drop the clip back in because it slides in from the top. We left that slot all the way down from the top, which is one thing I didn't like about the Spyderco, how you have to drop it in and remove the screw. I wanted it deeper carry. One, see how that slot stops? Our slot goes all the way to the back. So you can loosen the screw, slide the clip in, and then tighten that down. So future iterations, that'll allow us the ability to be able to have clips that don't have that big, huge bulbous. It would just need a hole the size of a T10 to get through it, and you can slide it in and tighten it. So when we do our own, but there you go. So that's the whole premise behind this. I like a sheep's foot blade, and I like modularity. So you can drop this out. If I had the T6, which I actually think I do over here, I could actually remove this and put that blade in there, but this was just a prototype of the sheep's foot. So you can drop the sheep's foot blade out. So the sheep's foot's next. The Tonto is designed, and we are designing a razor blade holder so that you can have a utility style knife. And so it's kind of like your pistol, where you can change the grips if you like to match your stuff, or if you want to swap a slide out on your pistol to, say, go to a different caliber, you can swap stuff around. You go metal grips, you can go carbon fiber grips for lightweight, you can go polymer grips if you want to do ultralight, all that stuff. Swap the clips side to side, change your hardware out, change the colors, all the things. So this all comes from, man, I sure do like this Chavez that I've got, you know, but I've carried this blade a lot. Maybe I want a drop point instead of a Tonto style blade. And this natural G10 looks really cool, but maybe I want both sides black.
Hey, honey, Armor Faith is on. He said, howdy, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. God bless you and the family and the business.
Yeah, thanks, man. How are you, Carson? Good to hear from you. We need to catch up, man. Things are so crazy busy. I would like to know what you got going on. I need to check in on you. But if I like, maybe I like flat top screws and I want to swap those in, I can put flat top screws. But then I don't have to drop all my pieces everywhere on my folder. I can just quickly swap the scales from natural to titanium.
Snack said, thoughts on doing glow-in-the-dark grips for any of the fixed blades or folders?
I don't have any opposition to doing that. It's just a matter of the time to find the material. That's why we make everything modular. So
D Deno said, what's the knife third from the left?
Which row? This? This one is kind of how it all started for me. This is a VCC Vance Corch Custom. So what this is Vance, the same dude that makes our folders. So Vance came up with this crossbar that is a modular design. So this whole piece is a drop-in that you can use for anything. But this is one of his handle designs. This is all carbon fiber, one single piece. And the crossbar is a drop-in. Vance is a super, super creative guy, and I liked that he did the whole modular thing. This knife is designed to do something kind of similar where the crossbar, you can drop into a bunch of different frames, but I wanted to do a little bit different. Could keep the crossbar part of the knife, keep the frame the same, swap the blades out. So this is one of Vance's several years ago, when MagnaCut started to get its highlight, but this is a carbon fiber frame. His little proprietary clip. It's modular as well.
Down, honey.
So you can switch this from side to side.
Yeah, y'all could go ahead and enter hashtag Nautilus for the Nautilus giveaway. I'll show the word in a minute.
So it's a crossbar. He kind of specializes in those. So this is the first knife I bought from him because he was a friend of Emery's, who's a close friend of mine. And Emery said, this dude is brilliant. You need to check his stuff out. We went back and forth. And then I kind of lost contact with Vance because I got other projects. And Emery told him, you just need to do it and bring it to him and he'll love it. So he did. And then I said, I want to do this, 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 and this. And he did. And now here we are with this. I like it. It's a combat style fold. This is ultra lightweight, thin, much thinner stock, but I wanted something that was more combat-y. So he did it. Crossbar, because I like this concept crossbar. They're just really, really strong, but I've never seen anybody incorporate along the spine this stop for the blade. This blade stop is actually the spine, which is all that metal against this bar that's against that metal, which makes this thing ridiculously strong. You're not looking at a pin that keeps this thing from breaking. You're looking at this huge chunk of metal along the back, which also gives it some weight. Some people have asked that maybe on future iterations we make an ultralight frame, pocket this out between here and here. Maybe. We'll see. We could, if we leave enough of this, maybe all the jimping, leave the jimping alone and pocket this all the way down into the back. That's possible. I don't see why we couldn't, but I'll get with Vance because there's probably engineering around that. And also like carbon fiber. I know concepts are not super expensive.
What kind of timeline are you thinking for releasing different scales for the folder? Titanium frame, question mark?
That's the thing. So we're going to be able to do all of that. We're going to be able to do titanium frames. We're going to be able to do titanium grips. We already have planned to roll into the sheep's foot pretty much directly after this. And we've already got the blade designed. So maybe if Vance gets up and rolling on the blades, he can rip out some grips and we could sell those separately now. I don't see why we couldn't.
Sean Clark asked a bit ago when the Emperor is coming.
Did I say the name of it already?
I'm sure he paid attention from another show.
So it's looking like a 3-month timeline on the Emperor. So there you go. And another thing, I want to talk about some of my favorite folders. I love Arcane's stuff. I like that Israel does not give a single crap about what anybody else is doing design-wise, and he took his own path and makes these completely rad-looking different stuff than I think anybody else out there is doing, and he pushes his OEMs to make something that's unique and different. So I appreciate that about his stuff, and he's also a good dude, which is something I do. I do my own thing. I design my own stuff. I don't really care what anybody else is doing. And then he applies modern technologies and basically does like I do. Like, why can't we do it? So I got several Arcanes. I like them.
Paradoxical Charlotte said, will the TI frame be collaborated with Brantley and crew?
I hadn't even thought about that. I guess that's possible.
Any plans for a Wicked Warncliffe blade on the folder?
100%. I've already got it designed. I just don't happen to have it here. So it is the adversary blade that tucks into it. So it's got the drop away and it's got the same geometry that folds in. That's the third one in line. And the fourth is the Tonto. And we're going to start designing the...
what's the new Magna Cut? Oh my gosh. Matthew Latiziano, new still update. Have you heard about the new Magnica in quotations? MKC is using it.
Is that Pop's Cut? Is that what that is? Is that what you're talking about? I don't even know, Latiziano. I honestly, I can't keep up with what these people are doing with all the fashion steels and the next new latest greatest thing. Our steel, they're rolling the thickness to use in our thinner blades, I think starting this next week, but then you're talking like June, July delivery date.
Saying Magna Max, and then he said they advertise it. I think it's BS.
What the hell is Magna Max? Is it even harder to sharpen than Magna Cut? Is it even more destructive to CNC tooling? Yes, let's do it because it says Magna in the name. I don't know. I mean, I like the performance of the Magna Cut. Vance has been on it for a long time, and he can heat treat it. Whoever he's using, they do a really good job. The machining part of it, he sat down and figured it out. I mean, I think this is 4 years ago that I got this.
What's the blade thickness of the Scout?
0.165.
A lot of people moving to Max. Crazy hype.
Yeah, I don't know, guys.
Magna Max isn't proven out yet from Vinny.
Yeah, and for me, I saw a Knife Center video with whatever that guy's name is.
Oh, Magna Max is also created by Laren? I don't even know.
I think we need to focus as an industry on handle comfort, sheath quality, fit and finish. And if you get all those things nailed down, comfortable, good textures, something actually shaped for a human hand, and a damn good sheath, something that's innovative that makes a whole lot of sense for actual daily use and carry, then go play with the steels all you want. That's my opinion.
Why switch to Magna Cut when we can still heavily overcharge for steels like D2?
Exactly.
Whistler.
You know, I mean, look, D2 is a damn good steel, but like that shit is so hard to sharpen. Like, look, you want to talk about a steel I love? A2.
Milspec Mike said, funny how powdered steel is preferable in knives but hated in firearms.
Well, yeah, but you talk about CPM or MIM parts in a firearm, and you're going to get run off the road. It doesn't even, like, Ford steel is really damn good steel, and with a proper heat treat, it's so good. I mean, it's like, spend your, look, right. I'm using Magna Cut because you guys kept asking for it.
Let me address some of these comments before we get too many. Who makes a leather sheath that fits your 007 and other knives from Walter Street? Now, we only put the 007 in the Delta because it's pointy and it'll cut through the... But
Badger Claw can make you a welted sheath. That is going to be super important for the 007. Reach out to Badger Claw. Tell him you need a welted sheath for the Agent 007. He'll know exactly what you mean. Shoot him an email. He's super fast to respond back. He likes business.
You can keep talking about A2. Somebody just said, I'll buy your knife if it's from A2. And then Miss Told asked about the Damascus we bought. I don't know that we're ever going to see that.
Oh, my God. I don't even know.
We sent it to be cut and have never seen it again.
Yeah. Yeah. New Jersey Steel Baron has it about $5,000 worth of steel. Maybe I'll just do that. Like, hey, dude, sell that steel to somebody else. Do that. Do that. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. It's beautiful steel.
I haven't forgotten about it. I wanted to do.
I forgot about it. I got so much going on in my head. There's also, guys, in the background, huge things coming to this company maybe this week. Let's all cross our fingers. More details on that later, hopefully. What were we talking about? Oh, A2. Somebody said they'd buy it in A2. You tell me that, I'm going to go buy it because A2 is made in America. I can get a lot of it. There's there's a mill within driving distance of me that I can go get pallets of the stuff. A2, guys, actually, there's a lot of companies that still use hard use A2 steel. And I had this really, really rad idea that I was talking with Tomas about this week, to make a 007 CG with a super reinforced tip. Let me see if I can find a tip on one of these knives like I'm talking about.
All right, y'all, let's give you a Nautilus.
So let's think about this.
Jeremy said the Damascus, I'll make stuff out of it.
Yeah,
it's being held.
Tell Pete you want it.
Honey, I was about to give him this. Hold on. Okay,
you can do that.
I gotta wait for the Nautilus. Go ahead, honey. I got you on camera too.
Look, see the tip on this knife? See this diamond-shaped tip? You could drive this freaking knife through a door. It's a Microtech. It's a good knife. Their fit and finish is good. I like their stuff. I like that they unapologetically do what they want, even if it's other people's stuff. They just don't care. But I like their stuff. So I was talking with Tomas and Nick this week. Can we do this? Make a tip like this and make a combat grade version of 007 out of A2. If you guys are telling me you would buy A2, guess what? I'm going to do it. It's damn good steel. It's incredibly durable. The heat treat is, I'll put it up against any combat knife on the planet. And I'm not kidding. We make tough shit here. That's some tough shit.
Will A2 take your finishes from James Maxwell?
Sure will, man. Sure will. And it's like, I asked Kowalski about A2. And Steve Kowalski's like, do it. I can't tell you the names of the major companies that are using it, but we do such an incredible job, a heat treat of that, it will blow you away. I'm just saying. It's so good. So good. And it's like, it's not a super steel, so it gets like these bad mouth of names. But here's the deal. If y'all will buy it, I will make it. And also, you will buy MagnaCut. So we're doing the next one of the Melissa knives that are almost done machining in MagnaCut. Right now, we're making them. I'll do it. You're going to have to pay more for it because it takes longer to machine. It's more expensive to buy because this is CPM steel. All CPM steels went overseas because when Crucible went under.
A lot of people said they'll buy A2, honey. And Will B said, if you nickel boron coat it, I'll buy A2.
That's what I said.
Is it prone to rust?
Not as no. Listen though, let me tell you this, C-Dub, before you fire me over this. A2 is 400 times more corrosion resistant than ADCR-V2. 400. It has 11% chromium. D2 has, I could be wrong, but I know it's double-digit chromium, which 13% makes it a stainless steel. D2 is like 12. A2 is kind of that almost stainless, way more corrosion resistant than ADCRV2, but it gets the ADCRV2 durability because of its carbon content, but it's tough as shit. And if you put nickel boron over it, you're going to increase the corrosion resistance of that A2 to well beyond what most stainless steels that everybody else is using.
People who are familiar with A2 comment, like, how does it stand up to, how easy is it to sharpen? How does it stand up to rust?
Easy.
Phil Billy said, how does it compare to AEBL?
It's not as corrosion resistant, but it is more durable. So it's kind of that middle ground between ADCRV2 and AEBL as far as corrosion resistance on the AEBL side, durability and edge holding ability of ADCRV2.
Todd said A2 is a regular carbon steel, just air cooled. Edge retention is same as other basic carbon steels.
You put a deep cryo and a dual temper on it, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Let's see. Easy to sharpen, very hard to rust, tougher than ADCRV2 from Nameless Drifter. Same group as Crewware from Matthew Letiziano, Nick Bonomo. Some of the most premium knives in my collection are made of A2.
See, and to me, I'm like, if I can get that in quantity.
Scorch GM said, don't want to hurt you, Tim, but what happened to your own steel?
It is in production, but they keep pushing it back because this is an all-new steel for them, and they're a massive global distribution company. They just happen to be in the United States. And getting the mill time on a new steel is difficult because it's a dollars game. And when we made small batches, everything was perfect. But now when we're trying to go to industrial scale batches, that's when you start to figure out the little hiccups and you go, whoa.
So how is it different from D2? Are
it's not as corrosion resistant as D2. It's about 2% less chromium. I think those numbers are coming off the top of my head. But as far as toughness, it is tough as hell. They use A2 for things like jackhammer bits. So the shit's tough.
Cody, I've noticed if I cut onions or bananas with A2 steel, it patina's fast. It's tough and sharpens easily. It also cleans easily.
Right. A2 will do a patina just like ADCRV2.
Tim Jones, A2 is super durable, easy to work with, and not a pain in the butt to sharpen.
You know why he knows that? Because he makes knives.
Is A2 better than 1095 with corrosion?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 1095, you look at that shit sideways in the rust.
Faster. A2 is ridiculous.
I'm telling you, I love the stuff.
Jeremy said, just because it doesn't have a fancy name doesn't mean it's not good.
Hey, let's give it a fancy name. A2D2. You guys want to buy it now? It's better than D2 because it's A2D2. It's better than R2D2 because it's not from space. I mean, it's the greatest in the world.
I just don't want steel that is prone to rust because we have a lot of people that don't know about steel.
People are telling you right now, and I'm not making that up, it is hundreds of times more corrosion resistant than ADCRV. You put the nickel boron on top of it, it would perform so good. So good.
Yeah, everybody's saying it's a great steel.
I mean, I can get that shit.
Barbarian Bronny said, and Cheryl Houghton said, how come you haven't, I'm paraphrasing, but something like, how come you haven't tested it yet?
I've tested on a personal side. I've made a ton of knives out of it because simple heat treat, easy to work with.
And then Barbarian Bronny said, if you don't have any, I'll send you one so you can test. Sounds like after all the processing, it's similar to Vanex from Zach.
So Vanex is, if you guys don't understand, that's like one of the most corrosion resistant steels on the planet. I'm not wrong about that.
Okay, let me give away this Nautilus. Yeah. Patiently waiting. Sorry, guys.
I love nerding out on this kind of stuff, and especially when people agree with me, right, Kane, Miranda?
I just don't, I get a lot of phone calls from like somebody that doesn't know anything about steel, and if they get rust, they're like, what's wrong with my blade? And this is terrible, and you suck, and I want a refund.
If it was hundreds of times more corrosion resistant, you would get hundreds of times less of those calls.
B-Hat 882. Congratulations.
No,
you got a Nautilus.
C-Dub.
Yeah, I know, and that is what people are saying in the comment comments.
Well, good. You guys back. Look.
Van X is king. It can sit in salt water and not rust, from Barbarian Brawny.
Look. I'm going to tell you something about the new steel that we're getting. In comparison to salt spray test, the new steel decimates Van X. And I'm not kidding.
Armored Faith said nickel coating corrosion resistance is negligible as a property on the steel, so as long as you use your edge and maintain it properly. Hey, let's show his knife since he's on. Are you still having a website?
Yeah,
Armored Faith?
do that unless he's...
Well, I still want to show it because they were talking about Damascus and he has like great Damascus work. A2 in my experience is so super tough and takes a beating without deforming the edge. It also sharpens easier than D2 with quick strop touch-ups. Uncoated, it will show corrosion, stains, patina, adds character. From Jonathan Harris.
So nickel boron is a different animal than straight nickel. So you guys notice where I got these knives, right? Off of my wall of fame of my most prized possessions. All of these two we did as auction knives, what Carson made these specifically for me and CW.
And Josh bought me that one on the top, Josh Henry.
Oh, that's right. Look at this thing. Woo! His work is incredible. So these are his versions of the DP1s. But they stay here. I even have tape over these magnets so I don't scratch them. This one was made for me personally by Carson and was commissioned by Josh Lindsay. I haven't heard from him in a while. I know he's going through a lot, but he had the knife commissioned and it's absolutely beautiful. Let me get my black light. I don't have one in here. Yes, I do.
I like this comment from Ryder. I got tired of chasing super stills. Give me something tough, easy to sharpen, and I'm happy.
Yep, that's what I think we're going to do. So look at this. Look at this grip on this thing. It's ridiculous. So then you've got the bead that glows. And then I think this is Baker Forge's steel. It's a drop point, but it's got a kind of a, it's almost a spear point where it's got the medial ridge, but then it's got the thumb drop. He wants me to carry this daily, and I value this blade so much that I don't because I love it. So that's some of his work. Also, let me put it back.
So here's what he said about his website. I've slowed down substantially recently, not taking any more custom orders, but there are still blades on the site for now. Depending on the project, though, if it's fun enough, I might decide to do some. So if y'all are interested in his stuff, he's still got a few things left on his website.
Look at this thing.
Is it Armored Faith Blades.com? Can you put it in the comments?
Yeah, we need to reach out to Hunter. Something going on with that guy. You know what I'm saying?
He's on. He's on here.
You didn't tell me that.
Thanks, Hunter. They were asking about you earlier.
Tardy to the party? Where did I have this? I messed up my stuff.
Life's too short to not carry it. From Brian Marty.
It's beautiful though, and then I'm rough on my stuff.
Dan Mancho. Old stills like A2 have been time tested. That's why we still use them.
Look, man, there's some incredible Austrian A2 that's like ridiculous. There's American A2, like all the things. So, hey, if you guys are like me and you're like, I want a tough ass knife that you will stand behind for the rest of your life, I'll make them. I'll make them.
Tim, Rachel Jordan says, life is pointless and dull without a knife.
Clever, Ms. Jordan.
I love it.
Is that your own? It's probably like something I should have known about. We could talk more about my folder collection. You guys want me to just start grabbing?
You got to carry that, bro, from Mick.
I'm so afraid to, though. Look, let's talk about, look, you want to see this? Or let's just, next time, we'll not do my collection of knives today. I'll do that another time.
Yeah, y'all are all right in what you're saying.
What?
It's just there's a lot of people that don't know about steel, and they don't even know that you have to put like take care of it, keep it dry, put oil on it, whatever.
Well, see, the nickel boron adds a corrosion resistance level that it's not corrosion proof. Nickel has these.
I'm happy with what I've seen in the comments.
Tubes.
It seems like a really good steel.
It is a good steel. And there are people that don't want you to know that are using it. Some people don't care. They are using it and they're advertising it. But for us as an American-made company that sells high fit and finish shit that you can beat up, I think it's a good fit. I really do. I didn't mean to stumble into what do you guys, but in a contracted steel market, maybe we do A2 as our carbon and the new steel is our stainless whenever it comes. I don't know. I'm game for that. What y'all think?
Matthew Letiziano. Hi, I'm Matt. I have a rotation problem. I have to carry as many TKel knives as possible every day. Life's too short to rotate.
Would it make you buy one in an A2? Oh,
is the FLN 2.0 in the shipping stage? Yes. If it hasn't shipped, it's likely a grip color.
Right. If you're flexible on grip color,
yeah,
reach
if you're
out.
flexible, send an email.
You guys want to see this? Look at this. I had this on the table. This is a mag. Yeah. You know how I got this? Luke from Daily Knife. This is a handmade Chavez folder. I even showed Ramon this and he's like, dude, where did you get that? This is one of those like, everybody wants this. But, ooh, it's good, man. Fit and finish is so good on this knife. Anyway, I had it on the table. I figured I had to talk about it. Those are my two chavels.
So Barbarian Brawny said, do it. Make a D2 or A2 for heavy users. Yeah. So is it, do we market it for like more of our tools?
I mean, all of our stuff is heavy use though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Do we just, if we did it, will we just relegate it to only combat versions of the stuff? Because why not all the versions?
Oh, well, a lot of people are saying, yeah, do it for everything.
I think we should. And then we can do like we've done.
Choose which steel you want.
And then I would love to focus like we did with the Scouts, CTS XHP for that whole entire run. Because having multiples of others and then stuff sits, it doesn't make sense. So like the Cadets, we're doing those in CTS XHP. That's a great steel. I tested it. We love it. Like the DP2s, we did those all in AEBL. I'm not messing or Nitro V. I can't remember which one, but those are pretty much the same steel.
Jacob,
anyway.
I have that folder upstairs. It's my favorite one.
What?
My Ragnarok.
Oh gosh, you should get China to grab that thing. I'm not even allowed to mess with it. But or we could do it on a all my folders collection discussion next week, maybe. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Nick's getting a lot of attention now because of Captain Ricky and us, but the guy who makes the Ragnarok does some of the machining on some of our blades too. So, same dude.
Are you going to change from A2 to change A2 from the ADCRV?
Yeah, because ADCRV is a Badaris steel, right? And they recently merged with a larger parent company in Germany. And subsequently, the powers that be shifted that company's focus towards the most profitable lines of steel. Knife steel, or ADCRV2, is very specific to this industry. And they said, we're not doing it. They said they were doing it. Then they said they're not doing it. Then they said they were, and then they weren't. They also make Nitro V, which sucks. And they also make AEBL.
I'd love to do that, but I don't think we can do raids on YouTube. I think that's just for Whatnot.
Yeah, I don't even know how to do that.
If she's on at the same time we are on Thursday, I'd be happy to do that. Yeah, Barbie EDC. Y'all follow her. She apparently helped William very much.
Well, good. We're a very helpful community.
Sister.
Oh, There you go.
Johnny Evans, I buy anything you make and put in the rotation. I've had no problem with anything. So if you say it's good, good.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you test it next to, say, Nitro VA, EBL, ADCR V2, CTSX HP, I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of differences in performance.
Do you carry that Ragnarok? I don't. That's what's so terrible. I only carry it every once in a while because I like it. It just stays in my drawer.
Listen, he makes stuff for me, and I paid retail for that. You know why? Because CW told me to. She said she saw the picture of it in the Blade Show ad before we went. She goes, I want that knife. I totally thought she was kidding. She's going around doing her filming thing, and she goes over to his table to film his table, and she's like, I want that knife. And I'm like, ha. She's like, no, I'm like, oh, well,
and I'm
okay.
telling you, I have not seen one look as good as that. I've
that
all the
purple
stuff he posts, I'm like, I have the best one.
That purple automatic Ragnarok, that thing flies out, and he goes, what? You got to hang on to that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've got another, I just, for whatever reason today, I'm like wanting to show off my collection. But let me see. The most crazy launching knife I have is a Hogue Sig Sauer knife.
Honey, where are the Apocalyptic Agent 05s in production?
They're done. Production wise, they're just a newer. You talking about the S35s? Look, is Carson still on? Look at this. This was the first knife I ever saw from this dude at Georgia Bushcraft. I absolutely flipped over this thing. I never had seen anything like it because I sleep under a freaking log, and I'd never heard of Baker Forge.
He is still on, he said.
And C-Dub, we actually went because we live in Georgia, and we just went for a day. I was not exhibiting there. And this was before I knew that people recognized me places. And she was just filming people to give people a highlight. And she was shooting his table, and all these people were walking up to me, and I stepped away to let people look at his blades, because that's not fair for me to take business away from another knife maker when I'm just there as a spectator. And I saw this thing from a distance, and I told her after we left, I was like, that freaking thing is beautiful. I wish I would have bought it. And I said something about it later on, and then Josh Lindsay bought it for me. But anyway.
Can you show the Black Combatant folder again?
Yeah.
Oh, you told people you're going to give away a folder. I'm doing a mystery giveaway right now.
Okay.
I forgot.
Yeah. So we'll give away a folder, either OD green or black, not the black.
Is the mystery giveaway or do another one?
No, because people are waiting for that specifically, I think. But that, look at this thing. This is the one we're going to auction on Thursday's Whatnot. My personal one in black. I can put a clip on it if you want. This is C-Dub's. This is mine.
You said that it's not going to be something you're doing right now, right? Because it's too hard.
Yeah, it just takes so much more time, and we need to get this first batch out. We might do apocalyptic sprint runs later, but it's just so clean. I love it. Anyway, yeah, so that's how I met Carson. And he's moved on to other things, but no, Lee, I did not. It was not. It's not Damasteel that I got. It was Baker Forge, Damascus. And like it was
a special one. That
yeah, it was similar to this one. And I found out about them through Carson. But it's like a raindrop Damascus 15 and 20 ADCR V2 with copper. It's so pretty. And I bought a huge amount of it. And I don't know what.
Chad, you're funny.
I don't know what became of it. Where'd that freaking Sig knife go that I was looking for? Anyway, it's got like, wow, that thing flies open.
All right, y'all hurry up and enter this giveaway because I got to give you something else. So we got to do it fast before we're done.
Whoa, 2 minutes. Holy crap.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry.
I forgot about the folder.
I mean, I have hundreds of knives in here. Did you know that?
Jacob Vargas said, show the Dawson blade you have.
Oh.
All right, mystery knife giveaway. Good luck, folks.
Look, man. I've had a lot of people.
Hold on, honey. I'm giving something away right now.
Well, you better tell Vargas to calm down. He made you do it.
Rudy Capote, 8256. How do I say your last name? Is it Capote? Congratulations.
Rudy. Great movie.
Okay, here's your Dawson.
This is the prize. To me, this is the K-bar on a whole nother level. So this is a leather wrap, stacked leather, but what Dawson did differently is they put this palm swell.
What steel is that made out of?
Magna cut.
Okay.
I don't want to use this. They probably want me to use it, but I don't. I just don't want to use it. It's so good. But I don't know that they're hand making, but their fit and finish is really good.
Hey, honey, Last Gate Fitness said, would you be open to making FMF field knife version for the Agent series? My dream EDC is to have a Bowie style knife in that form factor. A small pocketable footprint Bowie is hard to find.
I think we could do that. I think we could do an FMF on there. These do look hand ground because look, see how the plunge lines aren't 100% even? That's one thing as a guy who started out hand making. That's the hardest thing to do is to get your plunge lines to match side to side. So I think they're hand grinding these. But, I mean, the fit and finish is just... this looks...
Tim, are you still rocking the spinders? Yes, he wears them every single day.
I need to get a new set because I've lost a lot of weight. And these are stretched from when before. But their leather work is good. Their blade work is
Hunter
good.
said he would love to see a collab with them.
With Dawson? Do they do collabs?
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, now I got to give y'all this folder before we jump off. It's just, which one is it that you're giving them?
They can pick OD green or black.
But not carbon fiber, right? Just regular.
I could do the plain carbon fiber, not the chunk.
All right.
So you can pick the twill, black, or OD green. As I promised. Mine was OD green up until the other day, and we had extra of these. Man, it would be so hard for me to choose like fixed blade wise because these drawers are full of fixies. And these are my automatic.
So Tippakai 7772 was the one that asked about the F1 grips, and he has Hades. You know where we are on Hades FLN grips, Piranha grip?
I don't know specifically about that color, but if you wouldn't mind emailing tomorrow, I can track it down. I do know that all of that material is behind as hell. So I was just looking to see if I had a brimstone that I could offer you personally.
To the point where I told Tim the other day, we need to put a disclaimer under our G10 and micarta that says may take up to 6 to 9 months.
So the plan was to do everything in battle lock because I can get those done in weeks, like thousands of those done in weeks, because you crank up the machine and it spits out thousands of them, and then they send them to me from Flowrider. That's
we always are told that we're going to get the material sooner, so we think that it's safe to tell y'all a certain amount of time.
What typically happens is we get it in the time frame that we advertised, but there's pits and flaking, and it's so frustrating. So
and then we got to redo it.
And then they're slow 12-week turnarounds, and then they want to be rude.
This is why it's appealing for us to do our own aluminum and our own battle lock grips.
Yep. And
if you're willing to wait a long time for custom grips, then
I'm
we're
working.
gonna always have them. They just take so long.
Let's all cross our fingers together. In the background, I'm working with another material manufacturer to make an actual high quality FR4 rated version of that material. We have been at it for a year and a half. The process is figured out, but at scale, again, like the new steel, at scale, we had some hiccups. If that comes through and some other things happen this week, we should be able to cut a ton of time out of that micarta G10 custom G10 process. Crossing the fingers. Let's just see how the week plays out. It could potentially be a big week, or I could jump off the roof again, and then I'll be completely gray instead of gray in patches.
Hey, Dustin, it's still in the works. Our merch ships separately, so no worries on that. He's waiting on his 03.
I know we shipped a bunch of 03s this week. I saw some going out. And then somebody said, I just got mine. They posted a comment on YouTube. So they're coming in the order received, but those blades are done. Well, it's also kind of the same vacuum point that we have with Kydex. You know, I've got a machine shop that helps me make those, and that dude makes a bunch of stuff for other people. And with our constraints on stuff, sometimes we're not always first priority. But I got some really cool ideas coming for sheaths. I don't want to.
And then Barbarian Brawny said something like, "Make everything come with battle lock, and then have the scales be separate."
So that's why all the Knight series, all the Combatant series, with all the Agent series, and all the Nautilus. That's why those 4 knives come with battle lock as their standard, because they ship faster.
Oh,
and then you can order.
Dustin. If I don't read y'all's comments, it's because I didn't see it.
There's a bunch. There's a bunch of comments.
Write it again. It's fine.
Yeah,
we don't mind.
As long as it's not vile, she'll get to it. We've had people that got mad and canceled their subscription and quit following us because she didn't read their comment. I'm like, guys, how many people on here right now? C-Dub?
340.
340 people commenting. Sometimes we don't see it. It just gets and pushed up to the top, and then sometimes you just can't keep up. If she's talking about something else and that comment is already pushed off the screen, they just go up like a ticker.
And I don't know if I said welcome to these members. Welcome.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
What I can tell you on the membership side.
And did I tell you thank you, Faithful EDC? Thank you for gifting a membership.
We're doing more exclusive content over there, trying to get back into the swing of the gut punch we took from Patreon when they kicked us off for something that a million other people in the industry actually do that we didn't do. We're putting more of that content on YouTube because our website version of that is just too difficult. It's like we wanted to do it all on the website, and I don't have time to do all the jumping through the hoops that it would take to post content and videos over there. It's like, I just can't figure it out. So we're posting that stuff on YouTube members. And then the website membership program works very well to get early access to the drops and to allow you to buy blemishes. That works super good. What?
Yeah, no vials, but he spelled it V-I-A-L-S, you know, like vials of stuff.
Yeah. No shooting up.
Will B said, I was skeptical about battle lock at first, but trust me, once you get it in hand, you'll love it. It's great. Listen, y'all need to trust him, because if he comes up with something that nobody's ever used or y'all think sounds stupid, just try it. It's going to be good. He's not going to sell y'all something or tell y'all about something unless it's awesome.
I'm an excitable kind of guy, right? Some days I do like to carry the prettier versions of stuff, but for me as a working dude, I like the battle lock, man. I really do. Look, we can look. I'm not going to take any of these firearms off the wall, YouTube. I need a pointer. Can I use a pointer, or will I still get fired?
I think we're out of time, huh?
I'm just going to say real fast. If you look here, this is a steel frame pistol with a G10 grip. This is an aluminum frame pistol with a G10 grip.
They can't see that stuff. It's way over there.
I'm just pointing. This is a polymer frame with a regular texture. This is a polymer frame with a regular texture. Polymer, Glock, Those are 320s. Aluminum with G10. I got nickel with G10. I got aluminum with G10. Fancy stuff. Stainless with G10. Steel with...
Don't touch it.
I didn't take it off the wall. All of that to say, I got guns of every manufacturer make, all colors, all handle materials. My duty weapons are Battle Lock because that's the same polymer that all of those polymers in every brand you see uses. We just use 30% glass to get more detail, and they use 12. There's use cases for taking your duty firearm and making it a range queen. I got range queens and knives.
And you can sand it down if you don't like how grippy it is.
Look, my Smith & Wesson 2.0 metal, that one, that texture is so aggressive on that freaking thing that it about chews you up and it grabs your undershirt and all that stuff. But 400 grit sandpaper, knock it down. So that's the premise behind my stuff.
Are we going to have EDC blends for the members?
Yeah, I just want to ship all the EDC stuff first. But I already know I've got blends and EDC stuff. So yes, those are coming. So like Barbarian Brony suggested, that is actually the master plan. It is going to be, Battle Lock is going to be your baseline of everything. And then you can pay the upgrade fee to buy your G10 or your micarta or your aluminum grips, understanding that the timelines on those are whenever the hell they are.
Everybody's saying people have been banned for pointing, so don't even do that.
I didn't point.
Yes, you did.
I did not. Don't say that out loud. Well, if they kick us off now, we're over time anyway.
Point. You did not point.
I did not. It didn't happen. But what I'm saying is, I think for grip, lightweight, speed, durability, wet hands, dry hands, Battle Lock beats it. And that's kind of the core of our knives. Function first. But I want to be my own manufacturer of the custom stuff. So that's the G10s, the micartas, the aluminums. Those things come in, but they're taking longer and longer and longer. So Battle Lock is going to be the baseline. You can pay for the custom stuff. Just like if you look across this collection, I got Hogue G10 grips. I got Hogue aluminum grips. I got VZ grips. G10 grips, I got lock grips G10, I got lock grips brass. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having someone else make the G10 for my stuff, I'm making it. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Customize it, duty grade, performance grade, lightweight versus heavyweight, whatever you want. I got it right here. All the things.
Nautilus V3 update.
I know those are shipping. The holdup on those was sheaths. So they should be going in the order received any day now.
Our folder giveaway. Good luck.
You got a ton of people waiting for this?
I don't even believe in luck. I don't know why I always say good luck.
Right. The luck doesn't really exist. If it did, I would be the worst.
I guess it is kind of based on luck, though. Bone Frog 64.
I know what you did.
Congratulations. Well, got a folder.
Congratulations. I know what the Bone Frog is. I used to work with some of you guys.
What's the Bone Frog?
That's the symbol from the SEALs.
Oh.
That frog in a bone form is a ubiquitous, commonly known as a Navy SEAL symbol.
All right, honey, we're late. Anybody that won, just email us customer service at TKellians.com and China will get you taken care of.
Yeah, if you don't, then we don't know who you are.
If you don't email us, we don't just send it to you. You got to contact us.
Yeah, and we'll verify that you're Bone Frog 64 before we do it. All right, guys, I know a lot of talking today. We showed a lot of stuff, a lot of topics, a lot of things coming. Stick with us. We will bring you into the future of knife making right here on this channel. All right, guys, have a great day. Be
004
safe.
update.
Oh, shit. 004 update's the last second. They are? Wait, are we shipping 004s yet? I don't know. Send an email. I know the blades are done because I synced them. We got tons of blades and the Battle Lock grips are done. Email. Customer service at TKellians.com.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.